This is work that ranges from age 10 to 13. I wanted to show it because it has similar themes to my work now. This one is from when I was 11 or 12. I painted a bird with leaves, and a lot of my work now is of birds and trees as well. Looking back at artwork from my childhood, my work included similar themes of animals, fruits, vegetables, flowers, and Asian aesthetics. I was first inspired by Japanese woodblock prints when I was 15 years old. I later lived in Nagano, Japan for 2 years, where I spent countless hours painting on the tatami mats in my tiny apartment. I was also influenced by different styles and themes after living in China for 3 years. Living in Asia provided me with many opportunities to travel to new places and stimulated my imagination. I look for inspiration from the natural environment around me and other artists throughout history. At first glance, my work appears to be scenes of vibrant and cheerful natural imagery. However, on a deeper level, there is a complexity that embraces the past and yet provides a contemporary personal approach. My work is inspired from the rinpa painting style in Japan from the 17th and 18th century, which portrays simple subjects in a minimalistic manner and express harmony in nature. Each plant and living creature is deliberately placed to create a sense of balance and evoke a feeling of harmony and chi. As seen in the creation of Glistening Maze in the Afternoon, I positioned cutout butterflies across the canvas until the composition flowed and created the balance I desired in this work. Last year I came across an exhibition with the theme Homesick, and I felt excited about the possibilities. I had found the theme I would focus on, and the next step was to decide what to paint. Step 1. Look at examples. I researched examples of paintings on the theme of homesickness, which was a beneficial starting point because I could see how many ways I could interpret the theme. Step 2. Brainstorm. I began to brainstorm by creating a free word association list, and I reflected on the times when I felt the most homesick. Step 3. Research and collect visuals. When I am researching online, one picture leads me to another, and I find a multitude of photos and other artists working in different styles. I'm led into a vortex of endless possibilities and ideas. Step 4. Make selections and sketch. I began to sketch ideas that were a combination of photographs I found and my own imagination. This is the first sketch idea for the composition with houses and cranes. For my second sketch, I spent some time drawing the outlines of the cranes flying in the sky. When I painted them, I used a photograph to observe the values. In sketch 3 and 4, I show a figure feeling the effects of entrapment. I first began by drawing a person stuck in a small apartment sitting on a tatami mat. I later changed the idea of this image to a drawing of a lonely person caught in the shape of a crane. Sketch 5 is a drawing of a more completed composition for the painting. As one can see, the composition transformed as I drew and painted on the canvas. The planning process helped me plan a composition that flowed. The painting for the theme of homesickness began to change considerably and morph as I painted. My completed painting, Rootless in Japan, serves to embody the feelings of homesickness I felt during my time in Japan. Although it was a culturally rich experience during the winter, I felt lonely and exceedingly melancholy. The silhouette of the girl in the painting is a representation of myself looking towards the wonderment of Japan, filled with bright colors and extensive culture. The mountains and streams were surrounding me with their beauty, but did not do enough to console me or offer me an escape. Even though it appears as though I cannot escape and isolation is almost intolerable, the cranes in the painting represent flight and looking towards what the future will bring. I was also conscious of the sense of balance with the major forms in the painting and connected flows of ribbons and rivers that not only lead the eye of the viewer, but also show my continuous reflection of nature in my work. I currently live in a one-bedroom condo with no space for a studio. Although it is not ideal, I make it work and do not let the lack of space prevent me from creating artwork. I keep all my art supplies over here. In this drawer I have a bunch of my art supplies, and then I keep my papers up here, some canvases, things that are a little bit bigger. Living in a big city like Vancouver, I view the urban landscape as my studio. Since moving to the city, I have become involved in the organization Urban Sketchers. This is a group that has members all over the world and people meet to sketch around the city. The Urban Sketcher experience has inspired me to draw more on my own time and has influenced me to teach my students that they can find inspiration anywhere. I also investigate ideas for paintings by drawing imaginative drawings in my sketchbook. I often venture outside with my sketchbook and mark-making materials in hand and sketch directly from nature. My sketches provide me with endless inspiration for paintings and assist me with gathering ideas. What I teach in my classroom has a profound impact on my own work as I employ a similar process. This is a mutually beneficial learning process for both my students and myself. Time spent teaching students and inspiring them to find their own voice is integral to an artist's personal development. I am acutely aware of my surroundings and what I view and read about in books, online, and in galleries as further extensions to my wealth of ideas and what I can impart to my teaching. This is a continual and exciting progression. I am open to shifting and combining my approaches to enhance a multitude of viewpoints, to explore various mediums, and to share these developments with my students.